offers in your mail soon. $30 off 1 pair of glasses, $100 off 2 pair of glasses.
The Gophers hoop it up against Illinois Saturday at 2 on Channel 4.
With Don Shelby, Pauline Needles, Matt Barlow, and the rest of the WCCO news team. You're watching the news on Channel 4. It's 5 o'clock.
From high above, the city of Minneapolis looks like it would on any other old normal Friday night, but tonight is anything but normal. There's a new excitement in the air, and the lights on the IDS tower spell it out very clearly. That's what it says. We're heading into Super Bowl weekend number 26. Good afternoon, everyone. This is it, the biggest and busiest weekend for the Twin Cities in recent history. There's the Super Bowl, of course, and the Winter Carnival. Today at 5, we're going to have the complete live coverage of all of the fun. You might be wondering where my partner, Colleen Needles, is. Well, we'll tell you. She is joining us from the IDS Tower, where the Super Bowl party under glass is getting into full swing. And our live coverage also includes Cindy Hilger. She's out at the Convention Center, and that is where she is experiencing the NFL, so to speak. And we'll also take you live to Harriet Island, where Amy Marsalis is standing by with the news of a presidential visitor to the Ice Palace. So as you can see, we have a lot to talk about this afternoon, so let's get right to it, starting with the arrival of all of the fans coming into the Twin Cities to watch Super Bowl 26. We went out to the airport. We found people from Washington and Buffalo and from all parts getting quite a reception from the airport welcoming committee. And once they arrived, the next stop for most of the fans, hotels. And vans and cabs were busy this morning shuttling people from the airport to downtown Minneapolis. And one look at the crowded lobbies lets you know the out-of-towners are here, ready to experience Minnesota and to experience Super Bowl 26. Now that more of our visitors are in town, downtown Minneapolis is becoming a little bit more populated to the naked eye. There are all sorts of entertainment things here for them, including this party under glass at the IDS building, and that is where Colleen Needles is standing by to begin our live play-by-play coverage of the Super Bowl happenings in and around Twin Cities. Have a good time out there?
Oh, we are, Don. You know, you can really tell that the people are coming into town. The streets are really full of people, as are the skyways, and you see a lot of folks running around with just their sweaters and their blazers on, so you know, in fact, these people are from out of town. Now, the fan center here at the IDS Tower is a much more exciting place than it was a few days ago when I was here. You can tell there's a lot of anticipation. People are getting ready for that big game on Sunday. The noon hour, in fact, drew downtown workers and out-of-guests to the IDS. That's because a raffle was held for a number of prizes, including 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. A band played and the Viking cheerleaders entertained the crowd of 1,000 as everyone waited to hear who would win those tickets. NFL great Warren Moon and Dallas Cowboy Russell Maryland made Todd Sattler a happy man.
No chance I would ever sell it, man. To go to the Super Bowl is a dream of a lifetime. So that's what I'll do with it. We'll go.
And Todd Sattler will have a lot of company, out-of-town company at the Dome come Sunday. That's because Washington and Buffalo fans are coming out of the woodwork today. Now, at the St. Paul Radisson, that's the team hotel for the Bills, and that's where we found a lot of fans today. Many of them hang out in the lobby to get a brush with their heroes, not to mention some autographs.
Names.
Yeah, well, we got Andre Reed on the one side and
James Lawson on the other.
yeah, and Jim Kelly here in the black.
Now take a look at this. One Buffalo fan brought a doormat made of old AstroTurf from Buffalo Stadium. He's selling them so the Bills will have the home field advantage. And the restaurant in the hotel is offering buffalo steaks this week. Believe it or not, they're a big hit among the Bills faithful.
We brought in 1,000 pounds the first time, and we probably had to bring out another 600. It's just incredible, you know, the way the people want it.
Now, our cameras also stopped by at the Washington Hotel this afternoon. That's the Radisson South in Bloomington. That's where Washington fans are staying. Now, it looked very calm from the outside, but Redskins fans inside, oh, they are doing their best to tune up for the big game come Sunday.
Hail Redskins! Hail victory! Braves on the warpath! Fight for all we see!
Now, remember, most of these fans are staying elsewhere, but they're having a great time meeting in the lobbies and guaranteeing what they hope is a Washington win.
Oh, the Redskins are going to win. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
And with all the fun going on, it's really hard to believe that this game is still 2 days away. Of course, a lot of folks have yet to arrive here in the Twin Cities, so it's only going to get more exciting as the weekend goes on. Now, but for most of us, the closest we're going to get to the Super Bowl is something that's going on at the Minneapolis Convention Center. And that's where the NFL is offering the next best thing to Super Bowl tickets, and that's the NFL Experience, and that's where Cindy Hilger is standing by to anchor our coverage from there. Cindy?
Quite a spectacle indeed. For the last couple of days, we've been showing you all of the different events you can compete in here, but if you can hear behind me, there's actually a stage show that goes on periodically, and we've got some local dancers and so forth, and it's a lot of fun. The crowds this morning, it opened up this morning a little bit thin, but as the day has been going on, the crowds are getting bigger and bigger. Daryl Savage has been here all day. He's in hog heaven. No, actually, he's at a pigskin factory where this is one of the footballs that they make here, and they're going to be actually using this in the game on Sunday. And I'm going to take this pigskin and I'm going to toss it to Daryl.
All right, thanks a lot, Cindy. This is one of 72 footballs that are made by the Wilson Football Factory to be supplied for the Super Bowl on Sunday. One of 1.3 million balls made throughout the year. This football factory makes a lot of those balls, and making plenty herself is Sharon Fisher. Sharon, can you describe what you're doing?
I'm putting the top and bottom panels together to make a complete football.
About how long does it take to make an average football?
We can walk one through the shop in 15 to 20 minutes.
10 to 20 minutes. Thank you very much, Sharon Fisher of the Wilson Football Factory. But this day is not all about just watching people make things. It's about buying. So we wanted to show you what some of that buying frenzy is all about.
It's time to put your best foot forward. And time to put your team colors on. If it has anything to do with the NFL, you can probably find it here. You'll find merchandise here from every pro team, priced from a few dollars for T-shirts to several $100s for this logo-embossed leather NFL Experience jacket. You can even purchase authentic team helmets. Just bring your checkbook, because authentic can mean expensive. But much of this entertainment doesn't cost a thing, and you won't feel left out just because you don't have a ticket to the Super Bowl.
There are not millions of tickets out there, and we knew that not everybody in the Twin Cities would have a ticket to the game. But we thought that the NFL Experience would be a great way for the local fans to really enjoy and partake in the excitement of the NFL.
This is an experiment, and if it's popular enough, a scaled-down touring version of this show could be taken to several NFL cities. And this isn't just for football fans. You can pick up a Wilt Chamberlain LA Laker basketball jersey for a mere $15,000.
Now we got some clothing here that's a lot less expensive than that, about 50 bucks for these sweatshirts. You are looking at the Logo 7 Sweatshirt Factory. This is where they can make 12 sweatshirts at the same time. They have 45 minutes to make these, about 25,000 stitches. And this is the official sponsor of the sweatshirts for the Super Bowl, and Foot Locker is making these for all the people who want to buy them. A lot less than $15,000. And Cindy, we got another football coming back to you. You ready?
I'm ready. Come on, Daryl. Give it to me. That worked out pretty well. Before we go, we want to show you one more site from this NFL Experience. It's called the Ultimate Kids Bedroom. And it's just one of the displays here at the NFL Experience in downtown Minneapolis at the Convention Center. Everything you could ever think for the young football nut is in these two rooms. And on Monday afternoon, they're going to hold a drawing to give this room away. If you win, you just have to hope that your child doesn't become a North Star fan in the next few months. Don, if I could toss this football back to you, I would, but I think they're going to be needing this for Sunday's game, so I'm going to hang on to it just for a few more minutes, all right?
All right. Thank you very much, Cindy. That sounds like a lot of fun. Now, if you're one of the estimated 750 million people nationwide who will be watching the big game on television Sunday, you will be, that's actually worldwide, will be listening to the veteran CBS Sports play-by-play team of Pat Summerall and John Madden. Mark Rosen joins us now from the Sports Center for a conversation with at least half of that famous duo.
That's right, Don. John Madden won 7 divisional championships and a Super Bowl victory over the Minnesota Vikings in his years as head coach of the Oakland Raiders. And Madden is now completing his 13th season with CBS Sports. Apparently, we have some technical difficulties in getting to John Madden right now, who's over at the Metrodome conducting these interviews with just about every CBS affiliate in the country. So as soon as we get John fired up on the satellite, we'll try to get back to that interview. In the meantime, Don, we'll go back to you.
All right, I'll make a deal with you. What we'll do is we'll go over to Matt Balow for a weather forecast, then we'll get John Madden on the horn, and we'll be back for that interview in just a few seconds. Matt, what do you got for us
right
for
now,
Super Bowl weekend?
It's looking like we'll get a chance for some light snow on Super Bowl Sunday, but still temperatures will be mild near 30. Already we've got some snow on the way here. Now, we had increasing clouds throughout the day today. 13 has been the high, 2 below we started out this morning. Right now it's cloudy and 10. Tonight we'll have between 1 and 3 inches of snow across southeastern Minnesota. Temperatures should stay steady about 10 or into the upper teens later on tonight. As I mentioned, some of that snow already heading in. It's right around Sibley and McLeod counties, and it'll be here in the Twin Cities just within the next couple of hours. I'll tell you how much we're going to get and have a more detailed forecast for the rest of the weekend a little later on. Don?
You have any idea what that temperature is inside the Metrodome?
Right now, I would guess it is somewhere between 68 and 70 degrees, but by the end of the third quarter, it usually gets a lot hotter.
All right. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Please stay tuned for that interview with John Madden coming up in just a second.
Ethan Allen introduces the American Impressions Collection. Just because you don't have a lot of money to throw around doesn't mean you have to live with disposable furniture. Right now, there's a sale at your Ethan Allen Gallery.
Home. That's where the dream begins. The dream of Olympic competition. Because for every young athlete who wakes up early to practice, there's a mom and dad who wake up even earlier to get them there. So when you watch the 1992 Olympic Winter Games on CBS, remember, that's not just America's team out there. That's somebody's kid.
It's Domino's Double Up Deal. 2 medium pizzas, each with 1 topping, just $10.99. A double helping of Domino's for when you're double hungry.
Nobody knows like Domino's Double Up Deal.
Hey, Minnesota, now Domino's gives you an exclusive limited edition Super Bowl 26 Bullet Ball, plus a 6-pack of Coca-Cola Classic or Diet Coke, all for only $2.99 with any Domino's pizza order. Call 835-3535 now while supplies last.
Discover Menards' huge selection of paneling and redecorate for less. Choose from more than 80 panels in stock in many decorator patterns. Abitibi 1/4-inch Ridgewood paneling is now just $4.99 a sheet. And remember Menards for light bulbs. You'll find bulbs for almost every lighting need. Sylvania True Pack soft white bulbs are just 39 cents after mail-in rebate. Save on brand name quality every day at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Richfield Bloomington Honda has good news. A 92 Honda Accord LX, no down payment, just $278 a month. Hurry to Richfield Bloomington Honda today.
Mark Rosens is standing by. John Madden standing by. Cross your fingers, everyone. Let's go.
All right, John Madden's been here all week, and if you could give us, John, the Madden report card of the Twin Cities as hosts of this Super Bowl so far.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been here for 2 weeks because I did the All-Madden team a week ago, and then I've been here this week for the Super Bowl, and I've really enjoyed it. I think the people here in the Twin Cities area have been great.
John, in your words, you have more stuff, technical stuff to work with this week than probably any other game of the year. Does it ever get in the way, or do you use it to your advantage all the time?
No, I really don't. I have the same stuff. I have a clicker and I have a telestrator. The only thing is with a telestrator, you know the chalkboard? Right. I used to have this stylus where I had to write on the thing. And now I could just do it with my finger. I just go boom and I start drawing with my finger, and I go boom and I erase it. Kind of like when you were in kindergarten. Remember how you used to finger paint?
Oh,
you
sure.
just do the same thing now.
Yeah. As a coach, I know you were tough on your players. You had to be. How tough are you on yourself in critiquing your broadcast after a game?
Well, I'm tough because what I do is I read the paper the next day, and I read all the quotes that the players and the coaches say, and the only thing that really upsets me, if they say that that was a turning point, that was an important play, that was a big deal, or a new defense, and we didn't have it, I feel that I wasn't very good. But if everything that happened in a game, we had it on television, then I bet you can't do any better than that.
Night before the game, what kind of preparation? Do you get butterflies Saturday night before the Super Bowl?
No, I don't get butterflies. You know, we prepare. I've been preparing all season for this, and prepare all week. We went to the Buffalo Bill practice yesterday. We went to the Redskin practice the day before. We're going to talk to both teams, both coaches again tomorrow. So by the time Sunday comes, I'll be totally prepared for that. And then that's all you can do. I remember I used to always tell my players, the best thing you could do to have a good night's sleep before a game is to be totally prepared.
That's the best idea of all. John Madden, we appreciate your time. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Thanks so much. John Madden. Donnie?
All right, thanks to you and John Madden. And now we have more news coming up on the 5 o'clock news. This hype about the Super Bowl is not only hyped football itself, but it is hyped all that goes with it. And some people believe that means quite a little bit of drinking. And the connection between beer and football has created a controversy of sorts at the Hennepin County Medical Center. Surprisingly, land connected to the center is the site of one of the biggest beer promotions ever seen in Minnesota. Dr. Michael Breen is here with more. Doctor?
Don, this is all part of a bigger story. You know, we've been hit with an incredible advertising blitz by the alcohol industry. It's almost as if drinking has become a critical part of the whole Super Bowl experience. Now, the people who treat chemical abuse say it's all gone too far. They say watching football and drinking have become almost synonymous. Drinking and football, they've always been connected. And in this commercial, that merger is complete. The commercials for the Bud Bowl and beer bottles have become the players themselves.
Bud pitches to Bud. Bud flips it to Ralph.
Ralph? It's all part of the biggest alcohol advertising blitz Minnesota has ever seen.
That promotion is to even have fun, to do something as simple as watch a football game, you have to be half drunk to do it.
Collins helps direct the world-famous St. Mary's Rehabilitation Center. It helped make Minnesota a pioneer in the treatment of alcoholism. Now critics say this week, the state's sending a mixed message to the rest of the world. One example, the staff at the Hennepin County Medical Center is upset by these Bud cans. Now why? Because they're located on land used by the hospital and owned by the county. These petitions have been signed by 75 employees.
We don't feel this is ethically or morally appropriate, especially in light of the fact that our such a large percentage of our patient population suffers from the direct end-stage effects of chronic alcohol addiction.
The hospital says the decision to allow the beer cans was made by the county. The bottom line, though, is all the advertising is paying off. Surdick says sales are booming, and judging from the amounts people are buying, there'll be some super drinking on Super Bowl Sunday. Now, about 750 million people will be watching the Super Bowl, and Don, now the staff's worried that on exterior shots, those people are going to see the cans of Bud and their hospital side by side. That's not the worldwide image they want.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Breen. We'll be back with more news in just a moment.
How does Toyota stack up this year? Anything they can do, we can do better.
Can we deliver? Yes, we can.
More reliability?
Yes, we can.
More safety?
Yes, we can.
Best price?
Yes, we can.
Delivering the quality Middle America wants made Toyota the #1 selling import car, and we'll stay #1 by giving you the deal you want.
No way. Oh, yes, we can.
You can't do any better than Toyota.
Can we deliver?
See your Toyota dealer today and find out.
Yes, we can.
Can I help you folks?
Hi, got any microwaves, Bob?
Yes. Great. Let's go, kids.
Thanks, Bob.
Just cooking a Tony's microwave pizza, Bob. Couldn't wait to get home. You work on commission here, don't you, Bob?
Tony's, the pizza you can't wait to eat.
Bob, you make a better door than you do a window, Bob.
It's sensational, it's big, and it's backed by popular demand. It's Slumberland's famous 7-hour sale beginning this Saturday at 11 a.m. Smart furniture shoppers are already making their way to Slumberland, where everything's on sale. Every mattress, Lazy Boy recliner, daybed sofa, and sleep sofa in stock. Impossibly low mattress prices. Sofas for us all. No payments or interest for 3 months. Slumberland's 7-hour sale, Saturday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. This many people can't be wrong.
It's a big weekend here on Channel 4, not just because of the Super Bowl. It's also the debut of a unique program with a one-of-a-kind newsman, Dave Moore. He kicks off more on Sunday at 9:30, following Charles Corral. The premiere of More on Sunday explores the issue of gambling, the attraction, the addiction, the involvement of Minnesota lawmakers in making it legal, and efforts by some to banish gaming from the state. Join us for More on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday morning at 9:30.
Well, if you've got any time on Sunday morning, sure watch that show. Matt, what do you think? Is this going to be something that they'll go home, these visitors, and tell folks about that Minnesota weather's not as bad as everybody says it is?
I don't think it's as bad lately as everybody says it is, although I don't know if we can win in this situation.
No,
where they
you
say
can't.
they're still going to say it's bad, no matter what it's like. Although it should be mild for the Super Bowl, certainly. It looks like we'll have temperatures near 30 degrees. And in fact, the official forecast still calling for skies to be becoming cloudy. And there's a chance of some light snow coming up on Sunday. So they get a little bit of everything, but they missed that 15 below weather, 20 below wind chills. Well, they're just going to have to wait around for it. They'll probably be out of town telling people how bad it was. We had plenty of clear skies last night, but clouds have been increasing throughout the day across Minnesota and into western Wisconsin. Those clouds associated with a little clipper that's making its way through the Dakotas right now, bringing some snow mainly to the eastern Dakotas and into southwestern Minnesota. Ahead of that system, we're just getting an east wind right now here in the Twin Cities as well as the clouds. But that storm system is expected to move down to our southwest, and by tomorrow morning, it's going to be back over in northwestern Illinois. With a path like this, the heaviest snow should be down to our southwest, across southwestern, south central Minnesota, and then into Iowa, where they're expecting between 2 and 4 inches of snow there. With this kind of path, we'll probably get somewhere between 1 and 3 inches, depending on where you live in the Twin Cities metropolitan area. And the National Weather Service has issued a snow advisory for southwestern and south central Minnesota. It does not include the southeastern part of the state, nor does it include the Twin Cities metropolitan area. That snow has been falling way out to the west. Here's a picture from the Huron radar. They had a lot of snow across all of eastern South Dakota just the past few hours, but that snow now starting to diminish. It's still moving in an easterly direction at 30 miles per hour. A live shot of the Doppler radar within 150 miles of the Twin Cities is showing that snow right now. It's not snowing in the 7-county metro area, but it's very close. This snow, as I mentioned, moving east at 30 miles per hour, and if it isn't snowing where you're at right now in the west, it'll be snowing there in just an hour or two and continue to make its way toward us. Over the next 24 hours, that clipper will move through, give us 1 to 3 inches of snow, then some clearing later tomorrow, and we'll have another break before the next one comes in for the Super Bowl. Right now, it's cloudy and 10. Tonight, we'll have between 1 and 3 inches of snow by tomorrow morning, steady temperatures, then back up into the low teens, and tomorrow, becoming partly cloudy, we're looking for a high of about 22, so a little bit of everything coming up for this weekend. Tom?
All right, thank you very much, Matt. You bet. Coming up next, a major brush with political fame for the crew at the Ice Palace, an exclusive tag-along with former President Jimmy Carter, led by tour guide no slouch himself, former Vice President Fritz Mondale.
When the NFL chose Minnesota for the Super Bowl, it also chose GMC Truck. You should too. Choose Sierra and get $500 cash back or GMAC financing. Choose Safari and get $750 cash back. Choose a Sonoma pickup and get your choice of the rebate or the GMAC finance rate. Or choose a Jimmy and get up to $1,500 cash back. This winter, choose GMC Truck. About the only thing better would be a snowmobile. See your Viking Land GMC Truck dealer today.
Pioneer brand 3751.
Morning breath.
As soon as I have my coffee, it's all gone.
Whether you admit it or not, it's a problem.
Okay, I have morning breath, but it doesn't bother anyone.
Don't be so sure.
Mine's not so bad.
Morning breath's not as bad as you think. It's worse. So get Scope. Its 2 powerful ingredients kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Was my morning breath really that bad?
There's no denying morning breath, so save your breath with Scope.
Our dentist recommended baking soda.
But we wanted tartar control.
Arm & Hammer Dental Care gives us both.
Now Arm & Hammer Dental Care just introduced the only tartar control toothpaste with baking soda.
And brushing with baking soda...
Or baking soda toothpaste.
...is recommended by 2 out of 3 dentists to help provide healthy teeth and gums.
Only Arm & Hammer Dental Care gives us the tartar control we want.
And the baking soda our dentist recommends.
New Arm & Hammer Dental Care Tartar Control.
From the baking soda experts.
Well, here's a live eye on the sky helicopter shot with Captain Dale Dobish at the controls, and that is not the Ice Castle. That is, of course, the state capitol. This is sure to be a very busy weekend on Harriet Island as well, so many people want to see this spectacular ice palace and its light show. One very famous face on the island to visit the palace today, and Amy Marsalis joins us live to give us the details of that special visit. Amy?
Don, we have to tell you about our first brush with fame here on Harriet Island at the Ice Palace. When you think of castles, of course, you think of kings and queens, but how about presidents? Well, former President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind were here about an hour ago at the St. Paul landmark, and their tour guide, Walter Mondale. What brings you here?
I came to see the Ice Palace and to see my friend, Prince Mondale.
What do you think of what you've seen so far?
It's incredible. I can't believe it. I never heard of it before. You know, I thought I could see it.
Do they have one of these in Atlanta?
Yeah, no. Is it getting different every year? It's about the same.
We've had about 10 ice castles over the last 100 years, but this is the largest one in the history, we think, of the United States.
Yeah, I can see why. Who else could compete?
Are you going to the Super Bowl also?
I can't go. I wish I could, but I can't now. Unfortunately.
I guess I could guess who you're rooting for.
No, I've gotten out of the, guessing this time. You knew how I was for in the World Series, anyway. When we were around, Minnesota, we don't talk about sports this year. We're gonna wait for one more year.
We can run again.
No, thanks.
And then the motorcade left about as quickly as it came on the island. The warm reception the Ice Palace spectators gave the former president made it clear that he's still a very popular man here in Minnesota. He's just the first of many celebrities expected here by Winter Carnival officials over the weekend to admire this cool creation. Today we also talked to visitors from about as far away as Alaska who were in town to see football's finest as well as Minnesota's finest. So it was pretty exciting for a few minutes, Don.
What were the crowds like today, besides the fact that the presidential entourage was there?
Steady stream of people throughout the afternoon. I got here late afternoon, and in fact, it's filling up quite a bit now, and there's a lot of ice skating on this side of the palace as well. I don't think you can see it in this particular shot, but quite a large number of people here right now, and a lot of buses pouring in, so I would imagine the crowds will really build over the weekend as well.
Amy, am I given to understand correctly that the light shows will continue actually through non-stop into the next day until daylight the next day to take care of crowds? Is that going to happen?
You are correct, Don. Yes, throughout the evening. So if you can't sleep, you're excited about the Super Bowl, just drive by to see the light show. Of course, you can't come on the island after 10 o'clock, but you can drive by and see the show throughout the evening.
Oh, terrific. All right, Amy, thank you very much, and thanks for pulling the hard duty out there in the cold weather. I'm going to check back with Colleen Needle. She's inside at the party under glass, not this one, in just a minute.
It's here. The super event you've been waiting for. It's Super Savings Days at your local Northland Ford dealer. Now backed by popular demand, 2.9% financing on Ford Escort, America's best-selling small car. That's right, get 2.9 financing for 48 months or $750 cash back. Hurry in during Super Savings Days because 2.9 financing on Escort ends February 4th. See your local Northland Ford dealer today.
Dear Folgers, I run a bed and breakfast. When I overslept one morning, the Folgers switch saved my reputation. The percolator wasn't even set up, so I secretly switched Folgers Crystals for the brewed coffee I normally serve. Well, the taste and aroma must have fooled them, because they were shocked when I revealed the switch and joked about sounding like one of your restaurant commercials.
Folgers Crystals, proven with fresh brewed coffee drinkers.
Sincerely, Janet Turley.
Thank you. During the game, there was no stopping Jimmy, but as soon as the game was over, he got tackled by a cold. The cough and congestion was so bad he couldn't even sleep. What he really needed was Vicks Vapor Rub. Once I rubbed the Vapor Rub on his neck and chest, the penetrating vapors relieved his coughing and eased his nasal congestion. By the next day, he was back in the game.
Vicks Vapor Rub. Breathe the vapors, breathe the relief.
Arby's
Arby's is the place for different, like our big new barbecue sandwich for only $1.49. Lean, slow-roasted roast beef smothered in tangy barbecue sauce. Try the new barbecue, only $1.49 right now. Or... Save, Arby's is different. Hey, different is good.
Well, the fun continues here at the Party Under Glass at the IDS Crystal Court. And before we leave you this afternoon, we have a few facts that all you pro football fans ought to know, particularly those of you from Minnesota. How many times have the Vikings been to the Super Bowl? Well, they're not there this year, but they were there in 1970, 1974, 75, and 77. And Don, guess how many times they won?
Listen, you said you were only going to give one fact. You don't have to give that other one. All right.
Well, there's always next year.
Yeah, well, listen, though, I heard Paul Tagliabue, the commissioner of the NFL, say today that not only does he think that Minnesota is doing a terrific and bang-up job on the Super Bowl, but also says that he's thinking very seriously about putting Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome on the regular rotation of Super Bowl sites. So what do you think about that?
I think we've really outdone ourselves, to tell you the truth. I can't believe all the